Nothing like a view like this that you work up to that makes you really reconsider your stance on any bike. But for now, we still got the Marin San Quentin too. For those wondering if I'm going to give a brief recap of everything installed, nah, I'm not gonna. But I will go over some of the new things I got put on. New to this bike is strictly centered on the lower sections, or more precisely, areas that will greatly impact the way the bike handles, climbs, and of course, the overall weight. But because dropping grams isn't one of my biggest concerns, I'll just gloss over the last one. For those wondering why I went with these parts in particular, I'll let you know right now. I had a 20% off coupon at the store. I haven't bought anything for a while, so I got a "We Miss You" coupon, so I was like, why not? And I bought all these parts that I'm going to mention right now. New to this bike are the Industry 9 wheels, the Enduro series. I went with these because I heard good things at a good price point. Since I could buy them as a set, I also thought that this would be a great addition, and replacing them down the line would be a minuscule, if ever a rare thought. The wheels were one of my biggest upgrades because my last wheel set had a particular case of where's that noise coming from? That I was able to deduce through some solid detective work. If you want to see what that looked like, well, here you go. And because these wheels came with an XD hub, I was able to upgrade the drivetrain to a Sram GX AXS, which I've used with plenty of success on another build, and I like them so much that I decided to use them here as well. The biggest difference, however, is that for this bike, I went with the GX cassette with a 10 to 52 tooth setup, and boy does this make a difference in climbing. I don't think there's many situations where a bike with this setup would find impossible to climb, unless you find a vertical mountain, which you really shouldn't be climbing those anyways. I also went with the Eagle chain to keep some sort of level of consistency. Of course, I'm not really partial on which chain to use in the first place. I also think that this bike had already been set up to shred and climb, but with the new upgrades, this bike was finally able to shed the noise associated with the previous setup. The bike is still amazing at any types of climbs, descents, but now I no longer have to deal with any of the noise that I used to hear whenever this bike would just bounce on the rear end. Overall, I would have to say that the bike is pretty close to perfect as is. Could it get any better? I mean, maybe. But then I have to start thinking about what it is I'm looking for. I mean, what do I want this bike to do? Would I just be looking for minor upgrades in shifting, turns, and overall feel? Or would I be looking to shed weight? Obviously, upgrading for any of those reasons wouldn't be cheap. Stronger, lighter, or flexible components, or carbon materials come at a cost. Spending money on high dollar items to get minuscule returns on my investment just doesn't seem like a really good productive use of hard-earned money. Regardless, I can honestly say that I like the bike the way it is, and I can see myself using this bike in almost every situation. Now, I would have loved to take the shorter route down the mountain with all the berms and technical sections, but I saw a substantial number of hikers walking down the way for some reason, and I decided to play it safe and chose the road less traveled for once. I'd like to thank those of you for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time.